welcome to another episode. Gas Network presents Sports for the Culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Melo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Boogie, man.
To the greatest sports show on the planet, La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
Yes, it's your boy, Young Rome 22. I'm back. You're back. Come for the sports. Stay for the culture. You know the vibes, man. You know what it is. It's sports for the culture. As always, we got a fun, packed show for y'all tonight. So I'm gonna let the squad introduce themselves. Top right.
At Bryce, XXV, Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer, a.k.a. my mama's favorite gas panelist. Bro, I think that might be one of my favorite lines, Ron. Come for the sports, stay for the culture. Shout out to all the gasaholics worldwide. We do it for y'all. Hey, man, stay tuned. Powerful show tonight. Let's get it.
Top left.
What up? It's your boy, Scruff Lion. It's GoodAssSports. You know what time it is. We about to cash into some real goodness. You feel me? That daily dosage. You feel me? You know, I keep the streets fed. You feel me? And they appreciate it. I just want to say shout out to my boy T Stiebel, man. You know, earlier on the show, T didn't know his name, but now he respectfully he got his place in the record books for the NBA, getting the second team All NBA defense. So shout out to Tease. Shout out to the other two Sixers that also made the All NBA team, and shout out Ben Simmons on the first team. So.
And last but never least, bottom left.
T-Boogie. Hey, y'all know what it is. Wash your hands, wash your ass. Shout out to North Carolina A&T track team, man. If you follow track, HBCU doing big things in the track and field arena. Got about 4 titles now, 1 to 2, the 4x4. Can't think of it, the other one, but they went crazy. I think they got 3rd overall or something. Big shout out to HBCU doing big things, beating up on the SEC schools. You gotta love that. But yeah, good show for you. Let's go, fellas.
Yeah, man, love to hear the HBCUs doing their thing, especially in track. But we're gonna start off with the NBA playoffs, man. It's the hottest thing going right now. Literally the hottest thing going right now. T, I'm gonna start with you, man, because your Bucks are looking hot as we speak. So let's start with that series, man. What y'all think about this? James Harden just came back from injury. He's not looking too hot. Can KD carry this Nets squad to a championship if need be?
I mean, KD by himself, absolutely not, man. I mean, Giannis is a MVP Defensive Player of the Year. It's a high-level caliber guy. And he can't do it by himself. I think one thing that they really don't talk about is what KD has to do on the defensive end. He has to really go defend Giannis sometimes on pick and roll. He has to defend Lopez or Bobby Porter, some of the taller guys that's going to stretch the floor and shoot it. So he can't really take the night off on defense like some other stars might. But it's still a tough series. I mean, KD is still KD for a reason. But my Bucks looking good right now. I'm excited. I don't want to make no bets or get my hopes up too much. They're looking good. But I don't think KD can do it by himself. Harden's going to have to give him more. And with Kyrie down, it's just a taller task. So right now, it's tough, Bucks.
How many games?
I don't know, man. Probably 6 or 7. If the Bucks find a way to get past this legendary Big Three, even though we crowned them before they won anything, I don't care how many games. So 6, 7, it doesn't matter. You're just going to be happy to survive a trio of that caliber. I think what we don't talk about, though, is Steve Nash. Steve Nash has to make those adjustments, and I haven't seen any of that. So if that's how the Bucks take it, it might come down to coaching.
Well, we can get into Steve Nash here in a second, but Bryce, I'm gonna kick it to you because I know you were big on the Nets, man. It looks like it's starting to fall apart, though.
As they say, things fall apart. That's for sure, man. You know, the question is, can KD do it on his own? It's not looking like it. I can't remember I said this on the show or the group chat. They all start to get muddled together these days. But I said that KD, man, the one thing he's never proven to me is that he can lead his team all on his own. Like, KD's done it all, man. MVP trophies, finals MVP, NBA champion. But in his prime, we've never seen him have to put the team on his back, solo dolo. We've seen Bron do it. You know what I mean? We've seen other players do it throughout the regular season. We even saw Kawhi do it in Toronto. But KD, that's the one thing I can't say I've seen him do. And this is his opportunity right here. I feel like with Harden and Kyrie out, Harden playing tonight, first time back from the hammy. But with Kyrie out, the level Kyrie was playing, I feel like this is KD's prime opportunity to kind of prove his legendary status. He's already a legend, don't get me wrong. But if he takes this team past the Bucks, gets to the finals, and is able to win the finals without one of those other players in the big three, and he keeps putting up these big time numbers, I don't think you can debate his greatness when we talk about all-time greats. So I feel like KD has an opportunity right now. You know, they became the league's biggest villains just recently because of the pairing of the big three. But now KD's looking at a prime opportunity to submit himself, not just as one of the top players, but possibly the best player of this generation. Because right now we know it's all up for debate. Some people want to say LeBron. You got people that say KD. You even got people starting to throw Kawhi's name into that hat now. But if KD can make this run, get through this Bucks team, and then capture a championship without Kyrie and without James Harden playing at his top elite level, you really gotta evaluate that conversation of who the greatest of this generation is.
That's a very interesting conversation. We're actually going to get into Kawhi here in a second and another player that's getting overlooked. But Scruff, I'm gonna kick it to you real quick, man. Can KD take the Nets to a championship on his own? Can he even get past his Bucks team?
You know, if you would have asked me this question prior to this game or something right now, I would have said yes. But based on what I'm seeing so far, it's not looking too good for me. But I'm going to continue on with my yes. And he's not going to have to do it by himself. You see, James Harden's already back, so he's never going to be by himself. Maybe he'll have one out of two of his sidekicks. I think that's enough. And I'm being real realistic today. You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. I think from what I've seen in the East, man, any team that's going to come out the other side, man, the Nets are going to be able to handle them, and then the Nets are going to come out the East. I think that's pretty much a lock. But the Bucks series is proven to be tougher than I thought, man. And I think the Bucks might actually have a chance, but I think when it's all said and done, when you push all the chips to the middle and the cream is going to rise, we already know what's going to happen. And KD has a tendency to handle his big moments pretty well. And Giannis, his track record. So my money's on KD.
My money is certainly on KD as well, but it is not looking good right now. But let's keep it pushing, man, because Bryce brought this up, this conversation of greatest of this generation. So let's talk about Kawhi Leonard, because we mentioned it. I wasn't on the last show, but we mentioned it. LeBron, they're out the playoffs. The king has fallen. So this king title is kind of up for grabs. We were talking about it earlier in the day. Is Kawhi Leonard poised to take that spot if KD can't? If it's not KD, is it Kawhi? T, I'm gonna start with you again, man. Is Kawhi Leonard poised to become the next king of the NBA?
I mean, Kawhi very well could be. He's done a lot already. He gives you high-level basketball on both sides of the ball. You don't see that from most superstars, especially in this generation. But I don't know, man. The Clippers seem to have, tough games every game. They're not running through teams. They're not blowing anybody out. I feel like when you just keep getting into all these dog fights, by the time you get to the finals, your legs might be gone. So I don't know. He definitely has the talent, but will he get there? I don't know. Will he even make it out of the West? I mean, the West is crazy. And I think that's part of this whole KD conversation, too. Moving from the West to the East, I kind of expect you to take your team to the finals. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think this is a great playoff for a lot of names, a lot of guys to really add chips to their legacy. But some guys might take hits. But I don't know. I think Kawhi can do it, but I don't know if he will.
Personally, I'm not a believer in the Clippers at this moment, but there's another player too, Bryce. We were talking about him in the group chat, man. He might be getting overlooked here. If it's not Kawhi, there is a player who's led his team to the playoffs, and they just swept somebody. I'm talking about your boy CP3. Could he be the king of the NBA? Is he a player that's getting overlooked in this era?
I think Chris Paul's gotten overlooked for the majority of his career. When he was with the Hornets, they was giving him his flowers back then. He was winning MVP trophies. They was loving Chris Paul. He was a favorite. I don't know if he won the MVP, but I know he was in that conversation back with the Hornets. And it seemed like, he kind of started to fall off a little bit right after that Lakers trade fell through. It's like people just disregarded Chris Paul out of nowhere. Maybe because he never was on that huge stage till a little bit later, and I think that had something to do with it. But y'all know how I feel about CP3. That was my MVP at the end of the season. I mean, people look at me like I was crazy when I said it, but I was dead serious because I looked at what he did the last couple years, and it's every team he goes to, he elevates them. Is he the best player on each team he's been on the last few years? Maybe not. I mean, when he played with Harden, was he the best player? Maybe not. But at the same time, was he most valuable? I would argue he was. It seems like every team Chris Paul goes to is going to elevate their play. And on the Kawhi front, I mean, I feel like right now, I said it last week, Kawhi's playing top 3 basketball, and he's not 3. He's playing top 3 basketball right now. You can't debate it. Every MVP season, every playoffs, every championship run has a legendary moment. And goddamn, if it wasn't Kawhi dunking over Derek Favors, bro. Hey, bro, how far did he cock that joint back, bro? That was a ridiculous dunk. That's the type of dunk that doesn't just change a game. That dunk can change a series. Like, I got to see, and I picked the Jazz to win this game, win this series. But I got to see how they come out next game. Because you get dunked on like that and a demoralizing loss, bro, and it's just, it can really change the momentum. Then I don't know if y'all peeped what Kawhi said after the game. They asked him about the dunk. And he was lamenting on the fact that they came down and gave up a 3 right after the dunk. Like, your man not even tripping off that crazy dunk. He's on to the next play already. You just got to respect that out of Kawhi. I think all the greats of all time, especially when you talk about Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, even Shaquille O'Neal, and, just thinking about our generation, it seemed like they had that on-off button. You know what I mean? Like, they could flip a switch. And I don't know if all the other greats of this generation have the same switch that Kawhi Leonard has. I mean, I'm not saying they don't have it, but it just seems like Kawhi, bro, when it's time, back against the wall, he's going to turn up. I felt like the year that he made the run with Toronto, the legendary moment of the playoffs was that 3-pointer that bounced in against Philly for the W, right? And I feel like this dunk might have been the next moment. I wouldn't be shocked if the Kawhi goes on a run at this point, bro.
Those are some strong words, man. I mean, Kawhi definitely is laser focused right now. But Scruff, I know you're not too big on the Clippers either. Do you think Kawhi's poised for another run?
Yeah, actually. So I mean, early on, man, I was doubting the Clippers because I'm thinking about the Clippers organization. I'm speaking about the organization. It's not a knock on Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard's done some great things with other organizations. You come in with Clippers, it's different. Clippers track record is iffy to me. You know what I'm saying? So that's that. Paul George, same thing. Credibility shot, in my opinion. But he's got talent, man. He's got talent, and we know who he is. He's all NBA talent. That's who he is. Now you pair him up with Kawhi Leonard, you got opportunity now. Now when Kawhi Leonard got that look, he got that death look. You know what I'm saying? And I seen it during the Mavs series, and that's when I knew it was like, okay, I seen flash. Okay, maybe Kawhi might be that guy again. And now I'm seeing it again. They went down 0-2. I believe they went down 0-2 in the first series too. And the same thing happened. They bounced back, clawed back. You feel me? And he's doing his thing. He's playing on a high level, man. And he's got his sidekick with him also playing on a very high level. So I think they're poised to well, I'll say this. I think the winner of that series is definitely between the Jazz and the Clippers is going to win the West. To me, though, I think Kawhi's poised to win that series, even if it goes 7 again. I think he's going to keep stunning them and having big moments through each series because he had some pretty big moments in the Mavs series. I agree, though, Bryce. That dunk was ridiculous, and that was a statement dunk. And if they continue on with this, I think it may take them 7 games the whole way. But give me Kawhi in that game 7 all the way through the West. So I'm calling it now. It's going to be the Clippers coming out the West. It's going to be the Nets coming out the East.
Look,
that's the only way I see it. Unless the
Sixers
get a run.
The Clippers were a strong team. This is back when everybody was still screaming about Luka. Then I had to hear the Donovan Mitchell talk. The Clippers are different, man. I mean, when you got 2 guys that play both sides of the ball, you can't. How you gonna pick and roll them? You switch off Kawhi, you get PG. You switch off PG, you get Kawhi. I mean, when you got that type of talent on both sides, you can just affect games. You can just come in there and exert your will on teams. And I think they punched the Jazz in the mouth. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers win the next two. But to say they're just going to roll through after that and get to the finals, have you guys not been watching CP3?
Bro,
I remember
say
y'all
was
trying
gonna
to
roll
tell
through.
me that Russell Westbrook was a better point guard than Chris Paul. It was crazy then. It looks even more crazy now. Hold on, let me look at some of the stats that my man Chris Paul putting up in this last sweep. 25 points per game, 10 assists, 5 boards, shooting 62% from the field and 75% from three-point range. That's crazy numbers. Crazy numbers. I mean, that's the type of stuff that if it was one of these guys that can run and dunk on you, like a Kawhi, you would say, oh my gosh, he's the greatest guy of all time, yada, yada, yada. Y'all better give Chris Paul his respect. And Chris Paul is the type of guy, he hears this. Look, tag him. Tag him with y'all disrespect saying Kawhi just going to roll through the West. Tag him. Chris Paul remembers this stuff. I remember a quote just recently. Chris Paul was saying he remembers playing 2 years of JV. Like, if a guy has that type of chip on his shoulder, because nobody want to play 2 years of JV. You want to go, one and you want to get moved up. If you still remember that sting from playing 2 years of JV, man, that just lets me know that you take all of this personal and you play this game the way it's meant to be played with passion. And you're not going to see that from every other guy. But Chris Paul bring it every night. So it ain't no just roll through the West. Even if the Clippers manage to get there, you're not just going to roll through CP3 and Booker. And Aiden is playing out of his mind too. So the West, to me, is still up for grabs. I like the Clippers coming in. But Chris Paul is doing something amazing that you probably won't see from another guy in the next 5-10 years. I don't care your Trae Youngs, your Ja Morants. You're not going to see 75% from the three-point line, 62% from the field in games where you have 15 assists, no turnovers. You're not going to see that again.
He can remember it, write it down, take a picture, record it, hang it on his wall. It doesn't matter, bro. What has all that amounted to so far in his career? And that's what I'm judging. He has not
every team he's been to, every team he goes to, they just get better. You know the guys on his team. I mean, what
get better, but do they get to the promised land? That's the knock on him.
Everybody can't get to the promised land. When CP3 tried to link up with a big three, the league vetoed it. All right, not your favorite guys. They let your favorite guys get together. When CP3 tried to link up with Kobe, they said no, sir. They knew what this guy was about. It's about time that the fans have caught up, like my man Chris Holt called them, casuals. It's about time for the casuals to catch up, man.
No, that's a fact, bro. CP balling out of his mind. I wasn't playing when I said I thought he should be MVP this year. I feel like he got robbed. I mean, Jokic balled out, but I don't know how many years they've done giving it to the best player on the best team. That's all I heard for years. The best player on the best team, the best player on the best team. So it would have had to come down to Donovan Mitchell or CP3. And I thought CP3 rose his team a little bit further than Donovan Mitchell did. Donovan Mitchell's team was nice last year. But the Suns, they weren't even in the playoffs last season. Look what they're doing. Very, very impressive. Don't get me wrong. He's got a stud with him in Devin Booker. Booker is no slouch at all. He's a top 20 player in this league right now, I think. But CP3 has risen their play just to an astronomical level, man. I mean, the dude is a legend. He's been a legend. He's like my guy Chris Holt would say, he's a point guard at this point, man. There's no question. And he needs.
Hey, let me piggyback off a conversation we had last show. It might have been last show before when I was saying playing with Luka it wasn't fun, right? It's not fun watching the guy play. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the last episode. But playing with Chris Paul is fun. There are games where everybody can get 20. We've seen games where he might have 15, everybody else has 20. I mean, if you're an NBA player, right, and you're really a 10 to 12 point a game guy, 20 points means the world, man. You get 20 points, man. You calling your mom saying, "Hey, mom, I balled out. Did you catch that game?" You know what I'm saying? Come get tickets for the next one. So he elevates these guys.
And you know what? It was a couple of plays I saw that epitomized that. I think one of them was Dario Saric, man. You know, Dario Saric is a guy that can move the ball himself. He can get the rebound and push it, but he got the rebound and he got the ball to Chris Paul off the rebound so quickly, and he hustled down the floor knowing that because he got the rebound, Chris Paul might just look out for him. And sure enough, Chris Paul came down, faked one way, looked the other way, found Dario Saric for the easy bucket. But when you that type of guy that shares in that way, your guys want to get you the ball because they know they're going to be rewarded.
Yes, sir.
Reward the big man for the tough rebound. That's a basic point guard skill. Like that's point guard at 101. The big man get the board, you give it back to him. You find him for an easy bucket. Chris Paul been balling out, man. You know, like that dude is special. But I will say this. Y'all know this generation. We in the 50 and old generation. Everybody want that O next to their name. Everybody want to have some championships under their belt, man. If Chris Paul doesn't capture a chip, his career won't be remembered the same. His career will not be remembered the same. You know what I mean? When we were having that Westbrook Chris Paul conversation, I think that's one of the reasons why I was leaning a little bit Westbrook, because it's like, you know, he's been to a chip, albeit with KD back in the day, but still, like you gotta go there. You gotta go there if you're Chris Paul at this point. And really, you gotta win it to cement yourself as an all-time great. If you go, you might be the best point guard of all time, bro. I'm ready to talk. Maybe I'll be better than Magic. I still put Magic top. But Chris Paul at number 2, if he goes to the chip this year at this age, we got to put him in that conversation as best point guard of all time, man.
At this age, that's so important because your king is the same age and he's hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Come on.
He ain't my king.
Whose king is this?
He ain't my y'all king.
That's not fair, though.
Y'all
that's
are
not
terrible,
fair.
man.
That's not fair to do that, though.
Y'all are terrible.
Hey.
Like this is how it is.
Fair, bro.
King, I guess.
Come on, man. The same man you talking about won the chip last season, so I don't know.
In the bubble, man. In the bubble. He got a
but where was Chris when he was winning the chip? If everybody played in the same bubble.
He was in the playoffs.
Yeah, but I'm saying everybody's played in the same bubble with only one man won the chip.
Man, he took some guys that shouldn't even be on NBA rosters to the playoffs, man.
Word.
Well, I know LeBron's done that on multiple occasions. He took him to the chip. So
in the East.
Man, I still stand behind it, bro. You put us 4 on the squad with LeBron. We putting Scruff at power forward, T at the stretch 5. Rome gonna be our Delonte West, man. We don't need much from our point guard, man. Just knock him when you wide open, bro. We going to the chip with Bron. Us 4 can go to the chip with Bron. With Chris Paul, yeah, we might be in the playing game.
I'm calling my agent and requesting a trade.
You ain't playing with Bron, bro? You crazy.
No.
You crazy.
No.
You know you're riding with Bron to the chip.
No, I'm not waiting for LeBron to pass the ball. Get out of here, man.
Speaking of the East, man, let's talk about this other series, man. It's all even. The Sixers and the Hawks. Trae Young, man. Trae Young. Scruff, how you feel about this, man?
Hey, I mean, I predicted this actually, so I feel like my prediction is right on par. I said the Sixers would win this series in 6. And, you know, in the games they've won, they've been very dominant. You know, they was actually pretty dominant in some stretches in the last game, too. But, you know, as luck would have it, just like in game 1 for the Hawks, you know, a hot streak and a cold streak came. And, you know, I don't know, Joel Lowe was feeling a little banged up. Whatever, I ain't going to make no excuses. I don't even operate in the land of excuses. So, you know, we lost the game. And I think we are still poised to bust off 2 straight. I'm feeling pretty good about that, especially after, you know, that game was in Atlanta. If I'm not mistaken, the next game's in Philadelphia. So I think that'll be a nice momentum swing. And then, you know, I'm confident that the guys can close it on the road in Atlanta. Now, if they don't, you know, and it goes 7, that could be interesting. But I don't think it'll get there. Sixers and 6, holding with my prediction that I said last week.
I'm leaning Sixers and 7, but they might close it out in Atlanta. Who knows? Bryce, what are you thinking about the Sixers and the Hawks series, and how you feeling about Trae Young, man?
Wrong. They looked at me crazy last week, wrong. I told them on these very airwaves. I said Trae Young might just be better than Steph Curry one day. I said it. Go ahead and compare their age 22 seasons.
Drugs, man.
It's not really close. Compare their seasons
man.
at age 22, man. It's not even close one bit. Trae Young is a dog. Hey, T just went off about Chris Paul and his 0 turnovers. Respect. Well, guess what? The 22-year-old in the playoffs against the number 1 seed, he just went for 18 assists, 2 turnovers. Pretty good assist to turnover ratio, if you ask me, while dropping 25 points. On the team that you claim, T, was going to run all 4 straight. That
No,
didn't
I
happen.
mean
So
they
your
were
man owe
still.
me some pesos.
I mean, you gotta really be concerned if you're a Hawks fan, right? So from the casual point of view, right, the typical point of view, you're gonna look and say, all right, we can play with this team, we can beat this team, right? But what you never want to see in sports is when the better team is playing their worst, right? And B couldn't even score in the second half. He just couldn't hit a shot. Like you have those nights, he will never have a night like that again. And the Hawks are actually playing good. Like Trae Young is probably never going to have an 18 assist, 2 turnover game again. Like Trae Young is playing out of his mind, and Embiid is playing terrible. But you're in a fight somehow. You're still in this dog
Bro,
fight.
I had to rewatch the game. Trae Young did not play well. He did not shoot well from the field.
He didn't shoot well.
But you know what happens when you're good,
well.
when you're a young great, you realize I'm not shooting that well, so let me get 18 dimes. Let's not make the narrative Trae Young played amazing and the Hawks played their best basketball. And that's not what happened.
You can play well without shooting well. And I feel like if he's shooting well, his mind isn't going to tell him to go distribute the way he's doing it, right? So you can't have 18 assists when you're shooting well. He's probably not. You know what I'm saying? Most likely. He was 8 for 26.
He's had a few games like that this season. I don't think that's
all right. Either way, right? He still didn't play bad, right? But the Sixers, they didn't play good. And you're still an Embiid layup away from beating this team. You go up 3-1, the series is over. You're an Embiid layup away from kind of putting these guys to bed. So, I mean, while the Hawks still won, if you're a Hawks fan, I don't think you can feel confident to say, man, we can come out and beat these guys again. No, you're going to cross.
I disagree with that completely, bro. If I'm a Hawks fan, I'm looking at it like this. The best player on my team just went 8 for 26. He went 8 for 26 and found a way to get us to W. See, you can look at it any way you want, but I'm looking at it from a Hawks perspective. I'm saying my guy went 8 for 26 and found a way to get it done in a different way on the basketball court.
Did the Hawks go out?
Maybe that's
the Hawks go out and win that game? Okay. Or did the Sixers give that game away?
All right, but look, if Embiid goes 4 for 20, Embiid goes 4 for 20, why doesn't he have another way to affect the game? Because Trae Young went 8 for 26, and guess what? That's about the same exact percentage. But guess what Trae did? He found another way to impact the game. So both teams' best players had bad shooting nights, but the Hawks player was able to get the W. You can say
I don't know if you watched that game. It's not like John Collins and Clint Capella was lighting it up. I mean, Embiid neutralizes those guys. You know what I'm saying? Collins hit a late 3, but other than that, I mean, I guess he had a dunk or two, but still, Embiid is affecting the game. What you need is another guy to step up. What you need is Simmons to finally say, no, give me the ball. That's what you need.
So why are we looking at this as the Sixers just played so terrible, but the Hawks played their best game, which is just not a fact. I mean, the Hawks actually balled out in game 1. Simmons has been playing like this the whole playoffs. He ain't been doing too much, but y'all still been acting like the Sixers are just supposed to run through the Hawks. They're supposed to run to the championship. I don't see it. I've been saying it from jump. The Sixers are suspect. Y'all been doing this. They're tied up with the Hawks right now. The series is 2-2. I'm not saying the Hawks gonna win the series, but it's 2-2 right now.
I'm gonna just go ahead. I'm gonna just go ahead.
Can they take a
prediction right now, man? If the Sixers get to the finals, they can beat they will beat anybody they play outside of the Clippers.
Do you want to put another dub? Do you want to put another dub on that T? Because I'm on a hot streak with your dubs.
Yeah, let's go. I'll put another dub. If the Sixers get to the finals,
I'll take them all.
Right? Because I don't know. I don't know if the Sixers will beat.
Make sure you listen to the conditions.
I know the Sixers can beat the Knicks. I don't know that they can beat the Bucks.
You got to get the parameters right, man.
There's hella conditions on that bet.
Hey, I'll go a step further. I would be shocked if the Sixers made it out to Eastern Conference Finals. I got the Bucks beating the Sixers, and I got the Nets easily beating the Sixers, bro. Are you kidding?
No.
Trae Young alone is beating the Sixers. You think I'm gonna take them against the Nets? Y'all boys crazy. Y'all boys is crazy.
All right. Once they get past the Hawks, we gonna bet it.
So what you think? You think they're gonna get past the Hawks, and then the Nets is just gonna be an easier series, huh?
Yeah.
Hell nah. If they play the same way they're playing against the Hawks,
I think it's a better matchup.
Stop it, bro.
You got a good point, bro.
How is that a better matchup?
It is a better matchup, but the Nets are going to blow up.
Trae Young's a tough matchup for us.
Look, the Nets don't have any bigs that can affect the game. They have no way to stop Embiid.
Bro, stop it, bro. The Sixers, they swept the Hawks in the regular season. Scruff got on here and reminded me of that. They're not doing and now it's in the playoffs. They can barely do anything with it. It's an even series.
Barely
Y'all
do
think that's gonna happen
anything
against
with
the
them.
Nets?
It's a even series does not constitute barely doing anything with them.
Bro, the Sixers have had the easiest road. The Sixers have the easiest road thus far, but they haven't made it look all that easy.
No, that's just thanks to Russell Westbrook and the Wizards. Other than that, no team in the playoffs has had an easy road. Like other
I
than
didn't
the
say
Wizards,
that ain't easy, bro. I said the easiest road. Like compared to what the Nets are going through right now, the Nets got the Bucks. You rather play the Bucks than the Hawks? Come on, bro. That's a simple answer, bro. Like the Sixers, they're the number 1 seed. They deserved it. They earned it. Right. They've had the easiest road, and guess what? They're not making it look all that easy. Not at all. Not at all.
I mean, only one team is really making it look easy, and that's the Suns.
Shout out CP3.
They made it look easy this series, but you know.
Everybody else.
Last one's a little tougher.
This is probably the most contested playoffs we've seen in a while. This actually looks like hockey playoffs. Like, because of this new format, like these teams.
No, it's because the Nets injuries, bro. The Nets will be dusting the Bucks right now.
Injuries are
about the Suns, man. Injuries are a part of life, bro. You talking about the Suns having the best run, bro? They beat up on what, a Lakers team that was hobbled, and a Denver Nuggets team that's missing the guy that was literally.
I don't care if Anthony Davis isn't there, man. You knock out LeBron, you got to.
I'm saying you talk about having easy roads, like well, Bryce talks about having easy roads. CP3 had the easiest road of anybody in the West. Man, the Sixers had Trae Young, man. I'm saying like I wouldn't sleep on Trae Young, man. Trae Young, I believe in Trae Young. I don't think he's Steph Curry, but I mean I think he's one of the elite guards in the league.
22, he's better than Steph. Book it. At 22, he's better than Steph Curry, bro. Y'all don't even remember Steph Curry.
That's 22. Crazy.
I remember Steph Curry at 22.
Yeah,
he's a different guy. It's a different style of play. Steph didn't have the ball in his hands at 22. You're thinking of Steph right now. At 22,
no, I'm thinking of Steph at 22.
Bro, at 22, Steph was a catch and shoot guy. He was playing
Steph
off the ball
35 minutes a game at 22.
He still did not have the ball in his hands. Monte Ellis demanded the ball. Monte was shooting that thing out there. If you know Monte Ellis, you know he's going to score.
You're getting 35 minutes a game, you're averaging 18. My boy Trae Young going crazy at 22. Going crazy. Historical numbers at 22. The playoffs at 22. If Steph was as great as you're telling me he was at 22, he would have at least been in the playoffs.
He played 22. Trae Young doesn't make the NBA.
Now you're just talking. That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy. Trae Young's been a star since he was a freshman in high school, bro. That's blasphemy. That's blasphemy.
It's a lot of guys that are stars all the way up. You know what I'm saying? McDonald's All-Americans. Typically, the Trae Young guys that you're not really a defensive guy and you can shoot the three. Like those guys, and you're short. Those guys, a lot of those guys didn't get drafted. You got the Iversons, you got a few, but typically the Trae Youngs did not come in and get the ball right away. That's thanks to Steph. He owes his career to Steph.
Wow.
Point blank. Steph had to come in.
I would never go that far and say he owes his
Steph had to come in and redefine the entire sport. Trae Young gets to come in and reap the benefits of that.
Okay, but bro, what does that mean about one player being better than the other at age 22? Like you just telling me
one guy.
I mean, that's cool.
Well.
That's cool.
I mean, are we listening?
Hey,
one guy's playing well.
I heard exactly what you said. That's cool. No. Steph changed the game. Sure. Steph made the game more wide open for three-point shooters and the little guys to be able to play off from the perimeter a little bit more. But Trae Young is taking that to another level. Steph Curry walked so Trae Young can run.
He didn't take it to another level because he's not outplaying. You know what I'm saying? He would have to continue this growth, right?
That's my
point. As of right now, he's not playing better than Steph is playing. He will have to continue.
I didn't say that. Now you're changing my narrative. I said at 22, Trae Young is better than Steph Curry. That's all I said.
Okay. So at 22, one guy's playing great. At 22, another guy is redefining a sport.
He wasn't redefining it at 22, bro. He wasn't. He was averaging 18 points a game, bro.
All right, so Bryce, at 22, Trae Young is better than Curry. But when it's all said and done, both their careers are done. Who are we going to look back and say was the better player?
That's a tough question. Now that's a different argument, and that's a tougher question. But what I'm saying right now is Trae Young's trajectory, considering that he's 22 playing the way he is, he's on the way to being better than Steph Curry all time. If he stays at this trajectory,
you're basing that on numbers in a game.
No, I'm basing it on the fact he's playing the number 1 seed, got him 2-2 in the playoffs. Steph Curry was at home on the couch at 22, letting Monte take all the shots.
Steph Curry was playing with Al Harrington and Dan Gadzuric at 22.
No, he didn't, bro. He had Monte Ellis and an all-star David Lee. Don't do that.
Oh my gosh. Monte Ellis and David Lee.
David Lee was an all-star at the time. When we look back at Steph Curry's team, Trae Young's team in 10 years, we're not gonna know. You're not gonna know much of these guys.
Are you telling me the Hawks don't have all-stars?
Who's their other all-star outside of Trae Young right now?
Capella, John Collins, none of the boys made all-star.
John Collins is an all-star.
Bro, DeAndre Hunter.
John Collins is an all-star. John Collins right before max deal.
DeAndre Hunter's not an all-star, but he's an all-star.
DeAndre Hunter's an all-star. DeAndre Hunter's not
DeAndre Hunter. I thought Collins might.
Who's an all-star? What are we talking about? I'm talking about guys that were actually all-stars playing with Steph Curry. But y'all are forgetting that because you want Steph's legacy to shine.
No, David Lee was trash, bro.
David Lee wasn't trash. He was an all-star. That's a fact.
Playing with all-stars or not, Steph Curry redefined the game. He changed the way people play the game.
I'll concede that. I will never say that Steph Curry didn't shift the trajectory of basketball, bro. Changed the whole generation. So did MJ, but there was still a Kobe. So did Magic, but there was still a LeBron. Like y'all just acting like someone changed the game that nobody else can go and run with that change.
I mean, you're throwing out guys that get rings, man. If Trae Young, all of this amounts to no rings, then
okay, fine. But at 22, none of us thought Steph would have a ring. And if you say you did, you're lying, bro. Because at 22, Steph wasn't nothing, bro.
Are they gonna beat the Sixers though?
I would say he wasn't nothing, but
the way you talking, man, if Trae Young, I'll get on this train with you if they beat the Sixers, bro. If they can get past the Sixers, I'm right there with you. But I gotta see more.
I agree. I mean, there's still a lot more to be seen, bro. I would never say that. I'm not ready to crown Trae Young. All I ever said from the jump was at 22, he's performing better than Steph Curry, bro. That's a fact in my opinion. It's a fact.
Hey, before we keep it
loophole. He ain't really. It's it's a loophole. Like you saying something, but you at the same time you trying to stick to what you're saying, which is fair. But at the same time, like he is not Steph Curry in the terms of what he will be.
He's not.
In all time, because ultimately what makes Steph Curry the cream of the crop, what makes Steph Curry the gold standard is he was somebody that people shitted on, and he levitated. I won't even say elevated. He levitated to a whole nother level.
And I'm not denying that, bro. I think that's a good point, Scruff. I don't think anyone. That's my point. Is at 22, nobody thought Steph Curry would be what he became. If you say you did, you're lying to me, bro. No one, when Steph was 22, playing with Monte Ellis, playing with all-star David Lee, nobody thought he was going to become what he became when he turned 26, right? But it took 4 years to get to that. Trae Young's 22 doing this right now. Let's see what Trae becomes when he's 26. I think we're going to have a hell of a player on our hands.
I've never heard David Lee's a great player, yo, but like David Lee, if he gets to see this, I'm sure he's loving it right now. Because like I haven't heard anybody talk about
remember David Lee.
David Lee was really good, but like, come on, man, you acting like he had come on, like he had to keep.
If your offense
David Lee was an all-star.
If your offense is going through David Lee and Monte Ellis while you have Steph on the floor, it leads to people getting fired and all sorts of other stuff happening. Like,
bro, if you're Steph, if you're who you are when you're 22, if Steph was what he was now, if he was becoming what he was now earlier, and he was doing that at 22, we wouldn't be talking about Monte and David Lee.
No.
We would be talking about what Steph did, bro.
No.
Come on, bro.
Because
cream rise to the top, man.
No, man. Like, you're still talking about an era where they didn't let little small guards just shoot as much as they wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like, a guy like Steph, it's a reason he went to Davidson. He didn't just start shooting like this. He's been shooting like this his whole life. The reason he went to Davidson. He had to fight. He had to take out guys in the tournament, and then he had to fight once he got to the league. But because of that, people were able to identify Trae Young's talent. They were able to say, you know what? We don't want to miss on this guy. He could be like a Steph. But realistically, he's like a Nash. But I'll say that. If there is no Nash, there is no Steph, that Trae Young is probably playing overseas right now in Serbia or something, man.
I'm not denying the fact that I'm not denying that Steph paved the way for guys like Trae Young, bro. That's a fact. I'm not denying that. But like, don't let my point get lost. At 22, Trae Young is better than Steph Curry, bro. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. At 22, what Trae Young is doing at 22 is unprecedented for a guy this age.
And
It's
that has
unprecedented.
nothing to do with opportunity.
I'm not, bro. You can only be as good as your opportunity, bro. That's a fact. But guess what he's doing with? Look what he's doing with his opportunity. And you also have to make your opportunity. That's another thing you learn as a youngster. You got to make your own opportunity. So you can't punish my man for making the opportunity that Steph couldn't make at 22. 22
Can I
years
add
old,
this to this
Trae Young's a better
conversation?
player.
It's another layer to the conversation to consider, right? You talk about numbers and you talk about, he's more productive. But at the same time, at that time, Monte Ellis was also much more productive, right? He was clearly a high-profile scorer in the league. But what's the difference? The difference is winning. And ultimately, they are making some noise. But, like, until Trae Young starts doing that, I ain't gonna say he on that level.
But my point is he's literally starting to do that.
Trae Young's high-level play just got a coach fired.
But, bro, Trae Young's literally starting to do what you just asked right before our eyes. He's beating he's tied up with the number 1 seed right before our eyes. Had the Hawks, who last year were a laughingstock. He has them at the number 5 seed battling with the number 1 seed right before our eyes, bro. I'm giving this man his flowers before y'all can see it. So when y'all see it, just let me know I was right. Like about Derrick Henry, and a couple other guys I mentioned, I was getting shitted on, man. Just come back around and be like, yeah, you saw that.
Okay. This is definitely a conversation that we're clearly gonna have probably next week on this show. This ain't going nowhere. But before we keep it pushing and kick it to our wonderful sponsor, the wonderful people at Manscaped, I got one more question. I just want a quick answer from each of you. I'm gonna start with T. Trae Young or Ja Morant?
As what?
You pick one. Who you take? Who you rocking with? You gotta take one.
If I had to take one guy, I would probably take Ja. I'd probably take Ja.
Scruff, same question.
I mean, I scouted all these guys, man. I got a certain profile I like Ja. I think he's a little bit more on you than Trae. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit more of that.
I think Ja's ceiling's a little bit higher than Trae's ceiling.
I agree. I think I'd also say he's a better passer as well.
Because if Ja starts shooting that thing, I don't know, man.
Right. Ja gets to the rim. Trae do too, but he gets to the rim like he really does some incredible things in the air.
Right, same question.
Ja Morant is a dog, and there's a lot of players in this league that I'm taking Ja Morant over. But Trae Young is not one of them. I'm taking Trae Young. Trae Young has shown me something this season, and I think that Ja Morant's going to be in that conversation very soon. But as it stands right now, I'm going Trae Young. And in fact, I'll take it a step further. I'm taking Trae Young over Luka. I think the Hawks made the right pick.
Hey, man, teach his own.
Well, man, the NBA's future is definitely bright, man. It's definitely bright. But I think it's about that time, man. Take it to our sponsors, fellas.
Brought to you by Manscaped. Officially brought to you by Manscaped, the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, fellas. Got to protect the hardware. They just dropped the Lawnmower 4.0, and they hooked us up. The whole squad got Lawnmower 4.0s. It's a whole new ball game, fellas. That's why they brought gas in for reinforcements. So over 2 million men worldwide who are getting Manscaped with our exclusive offer. 20% off, free shipping, promo code GASNET20. Cash in at manscaped.com. Bryce, tell them more.
And the whole product line is official. I got the Lawnmower 3.0, the Lawnmower 4.0. It's like collecting the Infinity Stones, man. Get it, man. It's simple. Simple as pie. GASNET 20. That's GasNet20. Not only do you get 20% off your order, but you get free shipping. Don't let your lady be the only one clean down there, fellas. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. You know what it is, Manscaped. I'm actually loving
simple as pie.
I'm loving these products. I'm loving these products, fellas. What y'all thinking about these products that they sent us?
I don't know. I'm thinking we used the worst cut at all. We did about 20 cuts for that one. I swear that was the worst one. But it is as simple as pie, man. GasNet 20. It don't get no easier than that, man. Like I said, don't let Don't let your lady be the only ones clean down there, fellas.
Hey man, that Manscaped, you can't beat it, man. I mean, just an honest assessment, honest review. Shaving everything but the beard, baby.
Hey yo, I don't even think we would actually like promote a product if it wasn't lit, bro. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think we've now had a couple companies approach us, want us to promote products, but like this one is legit, man. We actually like the product. We actually support the method, what it stands for, man. And the names are hilarious. The lawnmower. Don't let your shit become a lawn, fellas. Get the
Go
lawnmower.
ahead.
You got to get the crop preserver, the crop bump, all of it, man. It's hot this summer, yo. You know, you gotta take care of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely got to be smart. Unlike this next person we're about to start talk about, we're gonna kick it to the NFL real quick, and we got to talk about this guy, man. This man, Le'Veon Bell. He finds himself in the news yet again for something silly. This time he's on Instagram, I guess, responding to somebody's comment saying, "Oh, I'd retire before I play for Andy Reid again." So just for a little bit of context, it's the year 2021. Le'Veon Bell hasn't had a 1,000-yard season since the year 2017. Um, his run with the Jets, we're not even going to really get into it. Personally, I forgot he played for Andy Reid last year. I don't know if you fellas remember him on that team, but he said he'd rather retire than go back there. So, fellas, what are your thoughts on Le'Veon Bell? Did he just fumble his own bag with these comments?
I
And
don't
if
know
he
that there
had
was
a
a
bag to fumble,
yeah. I don't know if he had a bag to be made. I, I mean, he definitely didn't help himself, but he's consistently not helped himself. If you just look at his track record, I mean, he's had uh, multiple holdouts. He's had suspensions, DUIs, substance abuse violations, and then when he finally got his way and given the opportunity to kind of forge his own destiny, he he chose to play behind the worst line in the NFL and one of the worst NFL franchises. Like he actively chose to go to the Jets. So to me, it's just a series of bad decisions, man. And even if he's 100% right, because I don't know if I disagree with the statement or being able to make a statement like that, but it's kind of one of the things in life. Like this is why you don't get labels. Like you don't want to ever get bad labels upon you because it's hard to shake those labels. So if this was an all-around good guy, you'd be wondering like, what's going on? Maybe Andy, because you don't hear anybody talk bad about Andy, but when you're consistently a troublemaker, man, no matter what you say, you got to lean the opposite way. I don't think I can side with Le'Veon Bell. I do think Andy Reid probably lied to him, probably told him, come to our team. There's carries for you. Maybe we have a package for you, something to get him in the door. And then, however it shook out, I don't think he intended to lie to him, but he didn't get any snaps. But also, you went to a team that does nothing but throw the ball. Like, you know what I mean? Like a pass first offense, and then you complain. So, nah, man, Le'Veon's a little bit silly,
Scruff, man. I know and Andy was coaching your Eagles for a while, man. I know you got some love for Andy. How do you feel about Le'Veon talking crazy about your coach?
actually, these are comments hitting me both ways because from a fantasy football GM perspective, I've owned Le'Veon Bell several times, and I've actually sat on him just when he sat out for the whole season. So I got a lot of feelings about Le'Veon Bell and his decisions. You know what I'm saying? Not like animosity or anything, but like, bro, like looking back on the situation, I understand holdouts. You know what I'm saying? I understand. But like the first situation that he misplayed was the Steelers situation. If Le'Veon Bell could travel back time right now, I'm certain that he would take the deal with the Steelers, and he'd be probably fine. And he'd probably be in the situation where they're talking about him as the next Jerome Bettis, in terms of the legacy that he would have been leaving. But
man. Now, if you
instead,
remember, he slandered Big Ben too.
yeah, he really fucked it up, man. He really mucked it up. Like he was really doing a lot of chaos and within the locker room that they had no choice but to get rid of him. And all because he was feeling like they were lowballing him. That's really what it is. I mean, I don't know the situation personally, but it just sounded like maybe he had somebody in his ear, like his agent or something, telling him like, oh, nah, man, we worth more than that. Okay, so go ahead and pick up them extra. It's like when you on a trade. You doing crypto. You just trying just nickel and dime, man. Just relax. You know where the shit's going. Just chill, bro. Like nah, he want to try to get the max bang for his buck, and what he ended up getting was he got a nice contract with the Jets, but what did he end up getting? A lot of depreciation value for a lot of hits that he took. You know what I'm saying? So think about your value when you think about all those things when you're factoring in your contract, you dummy. And then he over here he got cut from that situation. Now you're thinking, this is about to be his next chance. And like you say, he signed with a pass happy offense. And they already had their back at the future, bro. You was just insurance, bro. And now the best thing he could have did for his career would have been just to be thankful for the opportunity. Now you disrespecting the legend. It's like, bro, you're done, bro. You're done. You're done. You're done. You're dead to me. You're dead to me.
You're done, son.
You're Devion Bell, man. You're dead to me.
Devion Bell.
Devion Bell, man. Hey, Bryce, man, is there any chance that Devion gets some life again in the 2021 season?
Call this man Devion Bell. That's disrespectful, bro. I feel two ways about Le'Veon Bell. I think Scrub's right. The first bag that he fumbled was when he was with the Steelers. I mean, 5 years, $80 million. You bet on yourself, which isn't always a bad thing. I mean, the history of sports, we've seen guys bet on themselves and cash in big because of it. So it's like, on one hand, I get it. When you believe in your talent that much, you sometimes have the confidence to bet the farm on yourself. But it obviously, in hindsight, it didn't work out for Le'Veon. But at the same time, I feel where he was coming from even at that time, because his usage rate with the Steelers was ridiculous at that moment. I mean, he was catching almost 80 balls a year, getting 200-something carries. Like, he was their offense the year AB got hurt, and they were still nice. So, like, I see what he's thinking. And, he just made the wrong betting on himself. Maybe he got advised, poorly. But at the time, none of us were like, I mean, all right, maybe y'all were that much of a Nostradamus. But at the time, most people were like, okay, Le'Veon betting on himself. Like, you could kind of see why. Because at the time, he was that elite running back. And I've always felt like, running back is the one position in the NFL where the money, it needs to be slotted. There has to be some sort of guarantees for running backs because their usage is not matching up with the salary. And it's been like that for some time now. Like, these young running backs come in on rookie deals. They get used up by teams. And by the time it's time for them to cash out, there's nothing left in the tank. So they don't make as much as they probably should have in the past. You know what I mean? Like, Le'Veon Bell was they need some sort of arbitration process for running backs, where if you're putting up this much, you get to renegotiate right after the season. Because it's just not fair for these running backs coming on their rookie deals and go crazy like they do and not have nothing to show for it, while you got a receiver who's in his 9th, 10th year cashing out. Or you got an old lineman in his 13th year still playing on a fat deal, when y'all both spent your body up the same way. So I think the NFL's got to do something about that running back thing, or eventually we're not gonna have no athletes playing running back, because every athlete gonna look at the position like, why would I play that? If I'm here to make bread, why would I play running back? So, but it is sad to see how he's kind of crashed and burned just a little bit. He's does seem to be an emotional guy, but I think a lot of athletes are. You know what I mean? A lot of athletes wear those emotions on their sleeve. I think when a guy like Le'Veon's talking, he's talking off the cuff. Anytime you see a dude on social media, even if one of us react on social media, sometimes we just talking shit. We just kind of going at it. You know what I mean? It's not like we mean it. He might not really hate Le'Veon Bell when he puts it in hindsight.
No, I mean it, man. If I tweet it, I mean it.
But y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. Like, you can talk crazy on social media, bro, and not like if I say, boy, you a fool on social media, I don't literally mean you're a fool. You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, he did
no,
issue.
I do.
He issued an apology, or I don't mean to use the quotes, but he issued an apology. But he said he meant it. He said he stood by what he said as far as not wanting to play with Andy Reid again. He just said he wished he didn't say it on the IG comments.
Right, exactly. So he wished he didn't get emotional with it, which I get. You know what I'm saying? I get what he's saying. Like Rome kind of pointed out, we don't know what Andy Reid promised him. We don't know what they chopped it up about. It was a bad move on his behalf, and now he probably doesn't get another shot. Maybe he gets another shot, but it's just going to be, it might be practice squad tryout guy, and that's not what we could have seen from Le'Veon Bell. He could have been an all-time great. We were talking about earlier how certain guys walk so other guys can run. I mean, Le'Veon Bell is one of those guys, bro. He kind of started to revolutionize the running back position starting in 2016 when he was really that first back getting the big carries and getting the big targets. Like a guy like Alvin Kamara ends up getting his deal because of
Christian
Le'Veon Bell Le'Veon Bell put in that work for them guys to get
Yep.
paid. Le'Veon Bell like the soldier boy of the running backs.
That's
Nah,
real.
that's a
That's
fact,
real,
man. And you made some good points, man. Running back is a position where you gotta get as much money as early as possible because they do just run the trade off you. But at the same time, man, my man didn't come to camp half the time. He did stay hurt. And betting on yourself at running back is a little different than betting on yourself in some of the other positions. You know, as a running back, you got to worry about, can the line block? Is the coach going to call my play? If the coach calls my play, what is the play? I mean, he complained about Adam Gase calling 3rd and 4 dives, fourth and inch dive, like just dive. You got to worry about all these other factors. The game isn't as much in your control as maybe a quarterback or a defensive player where you can go out there and affect the game. A running back could get phased out by an offensive coordinator. OC could just phase the running back
Absolutely.
right out.
I mean, if
And it's
you're a
the
running
position
back,
that
if you're
go
a running
ahead.
back, you going into it with the mindset, if the game's on the line, it's 3rd and short. The way these quarterbacks are getting paid, you're not getting the ball. They paying the quarter, even if you get a bag as a running back, they paying the quarterback probably 2 times that. So they're gonna put the ball in his hands. He's got to win it. Look what's his name in Seattle did with Marshawn. He put the ball in Russ's hands. That's the way it goes.
Yeah, and that, like Hansel alluded to, man, that part of that comes down to having a bad team, having the people around you not giving you the best advice, but also some of that is you can't control a guy. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, also Mike Tomlin looks like the coach of the century now. Look at all these personalities he had to deal with, man. He done had Martavius Bryant. He done had Antonio Brown. He done had some
Yep.
wild characters out
And
there.
he got them all up out of there and never lost a beat.
Right.
Mike Tomlin, man, he the best. I stand behind it. Mike Tomlin, the best coach in the NFL, bro.
Yeah, Bryce, you did say that on the show months ago.
Yeah. I won't disagree with that.
Had AB controlling himself, boy.
Yeah, let's keep it pushing on the NFL real quick though, man. Let's talk about some quarterbacks right quick, man. A quick little game of this or that. Both these quarterbacks have been in the news all off season for different reasons, but both not pertaining too much to football. Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson, who is the most likely to play next season? Bryce, I'm gonna start this one with you, man. Who you think is gonna be on the field next season, and potentially for what team?
I hate to laugh at this question, but it's like, damn, man. It got to be Aaron Rodgers, right? I mean, come on, bro. Deshaun Watson has like less than a 50-50 chance of playing right now. Like, I don't know I haven't really heard much about Deshaun. I don't know, man. I think Aaron Rodgers still plays next year, just whether or not he plays for the Packers. Seems like he's trying to force his way out of there, which is going to work out for him eventually. I mean, y'all see what it is now. I mean, yeah, I call it the power to the players movement. It's happening slowly but surely. Aaron Rodgers is the next in line to push his weight around, get to where he wants to go. But Deshaun Watson, he got real issues. He got real drama in his life, man. He got real battles he's trying to fight. Who knows? I'm not really commenting on the accusations. I'm just commenting on how it looks outside looking in. He got some real things he got to get through before we can start talking about him playing on the field. So I think right now is Aaron Rodgers definitely more likely to play. I just don't think at this point, I don't think Aaron Rodgers plays for the Packers. I think he goes somewhere else.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
at best Deshaun Watson's probably facing a suspension at the start of the season. But T, go ahead, jump in, man. Do you think Deshaun has a shot, or is Aaron more likely?
if you're asking me, is a white quarterback going to play before a black quarterback, then the answer is 100% yes. I mean, and this is not even a race issue, but at the end of the day, from the beginning, I think I said I expect Deshaun Watson not to play next season and potentially the season after. I think this guy might end up sitting 2 seasons, depending on how this case goes, but he's definitely not playing next season. I don't care which team he makes his way to or anything like that. The league's not suiting this guy up after. I think we're up to 22 allegations. I guess we got to still call them allegations. Yeah, he's not playing, man. He's not playing. And my brother was just in Mexico at a resort. He told me he was getting a massage. I told him, you got to be careful, man. You got to chill. You know what I'm saying? You can't even look at the massage situation the same way. Deshaun done messed it up, man. Deshaun done messed up the game. But yeah, it's going to be A-Rod, and the question is where. He's definitely forcing his way out. I see Jordan Love looking like he's ready to play. I wouldn't be surprised if A-Rod ends up Denver or Oakland, but he's playing. He's playing. It's hard to see the MVP. That might be the first time an MVP doesn't play the next season. You know, so I can't see that happening. He's going to play.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to force their hand. Scruff, man, what you think? Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson? Does he have a miracle shot of getting on the field?
I guess I'm gonna be the oddball here. I actually think that the Aaron Rodgers and I mean, like you, Bryce. I think the Aaron Rodgers and Packers situation is unsalvageable. I don't think there's any way that they reconcile. With that being said, I feel as though there may be a level of petty in both sides. Then maybe this may play out really crazy, and this is crazy for me to say. But yo, I wouldn't be surprised if Aaron Rodgers retired.
It's not that crazy. I wouldn't be surprised either. Yeah, I think
Free Scruff, man.
the Packers then hacked into the feed and say, "Yo, shut that up."
I mean, if a Packers quarterback retires,
all the allegations, a couple settlements, couple checks are cut, all those allegations are gone, and you get linked up with the right team, all that stuff disappears. And I wouldn't be surprised if that. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens to Deshaun Watson.
Hey, Scrub, 22 checks to be exact. There's a few more than a couple checks, man. 22 checks. It's a lot of checks, boy. It's your whole signing.
Hey, I'm not a bank teller, but I'd imagine he's got it in his bank account. He'll be all right. He can move on. If he can salvage and keep getting checks, he shall move on. And he is a great football player. So I mean, I think you talk about Denver. I actually read something recently that was saying that Denver was trying to get Deshaun Watson. So, I wouldn't be surprised if Deshaun Watson finds a way out of this situation, especially with some high-priced callers that, we talking about owners, hey, Robert Kraft got to connect with the massage parlors, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he can pull some strings.
Yeah, he got out of that joint clean too. I don't know how Robert Kraft finessed it, but he was in little situation.
Hey, that's the difference. Levels, bro. That's the difference between a billionaire and a millionaire, right there.
Yeah, Robert Kraft in the country club, man. You got to be in the country club to get away with some of that shit.
You got to know somebody.
We already see what Deshaun's owner is doing. So, if you asking me, man, it's definitely Rodgers. It's definitely Rodgers. I'm like T. Deshaun might be going the way of Mike Vick and taking a couple seasons off. We might not see that man for a little bit. But they're allegations, so I'm not going to comment on them too much. But best of luck to him and his endeavors. I would love to see him on the football field. I'm a huge fan. I'm also a huge fan of Aaron Rodgers. But I just saw the comment from Hansel. I hope they don't all end up in the AFC West, man. That'd be terrible for my football team because we play the AFC West this season. So that's a no for me. But let's keep it going, man. Let's jump out to NFL. It's getting a little bit late. Let's jump into the culture. The culture, this is what I tell everybody to come for the sports. If you stayed, this is what you stayed for, right? The culture. So let's jump into it, fellas. Forgive me because I got one eye on this game. It's getting crazy. Anybody else, they got the game on right now. But we're going to talk about Bow Wow versus Soulja Boy, man. This upcoming versus battle is actually one of my versus battles that I'm most excited for that they've had so far. Even though Bow Wow and Soulja Boy are both two of the silliest rappers that you might ever come across, or two of the most entertaining rappers, I should say. But fellas, I'm gonna throw this one up as a jump ball, man. Soulja Boy or Bow Wow, who you got?
Hey, it's Big Soulja for me. It's Soulja.
Big Soulja. Draco. Soulja. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, you gotta go Soulja this one, bro. Man, Soulja, man. What my man said, Migos was sleeping on my couch. Bro, you man Soulja, bro. That dude is hilarious, bro. Like, I just know I'm not even watching it for the hits. I'm watching it for the comedy. Cause like they've been going at it these past few days, bro. Somebody sent me the Soulja Boy video where he was just snapping. He told my man Bow Wow. He said, "I got a Lambo in my front yard. You don't even got a front yard." He told me, "You don't even got a front yard, bro." I say, Soulja Boy is on one, bro. Your man is hilarious, bro.
Hey, no, but to keep it real, Bow Wow probably has more music.
Oh,
Of
Bow
course. I
Wow's
mean,
got
he is Mr. 106. You know, Prince of the O-Town. Just got the rims clean, so I'm riding slow now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, that might be before y'all time. But
Hey, y'all can't sleep on Bow Wow, man. Like he's got all these jumps. The ladies gonna be loving it, man. He's got countless
yeah,
jumps.
it's Mr. 106, man. But
I mean, you got to
He got
remember the
hits.
featuring. He got featurings though. I was actually in the gym today,
so
and I was on shuffle. No. Bow Wow. I was on shuffle, and was it Where the Party At came on. It was the remix.
Yep.
Bow Wow came on, hit the verse. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay, this Bow Wow. I was like, okay, I'm sleeping on Bow Wow because that was a jam. So he might just make himself super
where the
relevant
party at
with
came on the
some.
gym mix. You had to be on the resistance machines. You weren't pumping no iron.
Hey, I don't have no gym mix. And you know, if you know anything about me, is I live like my life on shuffle, man. That's how I live.
Hey yo, I feel like a lot of Bow Wow's later hits was featuring Soulja Boy though. Who gets to play solo?
I was gonna say Marco Polo.
Hey, if Soulja being a good sport, he gonna let Bow Wow get him because Soulja got some real. The thing about Soulja and Bow Wow is like Bow Wow got some he got some cute stuff, but Soulja got some actual real hits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like some real certified ones. Like
Soldiers hits, they hit. That's gonna be the
Right.
difference.
Bow Wow the smashes though, and also though, like I've been peeping these little versus battles. It's a lot of factors that go into this, and one of the main factors is nostalgia, bro. Some of them hits Bow Wow got, you ain't heard them in so long. It's gonna put you back to where you was. You know what I mean? On the roller skating rink.
So, hey, how you gonna feel when Crank That come on though? Tell me that's not gonna hit the nostalgia.
No, they still hit that, man.
Look, man, if you live like me, when She Got a Dunk come on, you go get some nostalgia.
Yeah. That was a good time.
Hey, I must be living like you, T.
Exactly. My
Bow Wow
bad.
definitely got hits though. I can't take it away from him. Like Bow Wow walked so Soulja could run.
I mean, I think people forget. Soulja Boy has found a way to stay relevant, whether it's been interviews, whether it's been in the news. I remember his house got burned up in the California wildfires. He had the guys try to break in. The interview with the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
Like Trae.
Oh yeah.
So you really gotta longevity in the rap game is kind of like being an athlete, man. Like it's not hard to. I mean, it's hard to do. And Bow Wow isn't as relevant as a musician, but Soulja's found a way, to come in at maybe 15, 16, flooding the Napster, maybe LimeWire, whatever it was, and then to still be viral on TikTok in 2021. That's a guy you really should probably give him his flowers. I mean, he's never been the greatest lyricist, but there's been a lot of great artists that weren't the best lyricists. So shout out to Soulja Boy, man. I'm rocking with Big Draco, man.
Hey, man, let's not forget, man. Soulja Boy, the first rapper to have a game console.
Bootleg, man.
Yo, Andy said he was the first rapper to be on YouTube, and you can't even dispute that. Like all these rappers owe Soulja a little check, bro.
You can't.
They all getting rich off YouTube.
I think he was the first rapper to rock the Bather H too.
He might have been.
My man Soulja was. I remember him on the Summer Jam stage with the big T. I mean, not the spring bling. Remember when MTV had the spring bling? My man had the big dress, white tee on, bro. What were we thinking wearing them jumps? Like,
no, I think that was BT
spring. That was BT
spring. That's what it was. One of the two.
Yeah, I went to one of them. Like
Soulja had the white tee to his ankles, cranking that.
So you.
What an era, man! What an era, man! I don't know what we were thinking with them crazy white tees on, bro. Fitted hat, two sizes too big.
That was definitely an era.
Living, man. You was just at that point, you wasn't doing nothing for the clout. You was just living your life, man. You know what I'm saying? Wherever the world took you, that's where you was going.
Yeah,
Nah,
facts.
those are big facts. Those were better days, in my opinion.
Debatable. They
Debatable.
were good
Too
days,
too
though. They
much
were
too much
definitely good days.
too much clout in these days. But it is a different day, man, and it's some new dudes running it now. They go by the name of Migos, you know, and they just dropped a album with a great title, Culture. So, fellas, fellas, let's get into it, man. Who's the best Migo out the three?
Well, I've been saying this for a minute, bruh, since I very first heard the Migos. It's never been a debate to me, man. Takeoff is the best Migo, bruh. And I feel like he's really the most underrated Migo. People usually rocking with Quavo, or Offset got Cardi B, so he's always in the spotlight. When I actually hear him rap, bruh, Takeoff be saying some wild stuff in his bars, bro. I'm like, hold up. Takeoff really be killing everything. He just don't get the flowers like the other two, man. He's a little more low key. But to me, it's not even close when we come to lyrical ability. Takeoff the best one to me.
I
Bryce
mean,
going for the
really,
underdogs today.
really, they all have their own element that really makes them, good as a unit. Because individually, I wouldn't say that any of them are that good. Individually, like enough. They don't have enough individually to really move me, But like some of Quavo's stuff on his solo album gets some spin. Some of Offset's featurings get some spin. Overall, though, we're talking the type of stuff that I like. I like the bars, man, and I think Offset comes with the bars. I think he comes with a certain cadence. I think he comes with a certain rhythm. You know what I'm saying? And you could feel it. He's had some pretty notable featurings. That featuring he had on the Babies joint, that was something crazy. I've seen him really body shit. So I gotta give my vote to Offset.
Yeah, I could see Offset. T, have you checked out this new album, and who's your favorite of the three?
So I heard it, and I'm not a huge Migos guy. Um, I listened to it the first time when it came out. Wasn't that impressed. Listened to it today in the car by myself. Turned it up as loud as I could, and it's not as bad as I thought. But I don't know. But as far as who's the best, like I think I'm with Scruff, man. They all kind of the same to me. They're good for different reasons. I don't know. Casamigos the best Migos, man. I gotta be drunk to listen to them guys, man. I can't listen to them sober. So I'm giving my vote to Casamigos because without Casamigos, I'm not listening to the Migos. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
Hey,
that's
T,
that's the answer right there.
that is definitely the answer because I'm right there with you, man. The Migos aren't exactly my cup. But if I have to pick a favorite one, I guess which one was with Sweetie? Which one just took the car back from Sweetie? He gets
Quavo,
my vote.
Quavo.
Quavo gets
Poncho.
my vote. Yeah, he gets my vote for this.
Hey,
Um,
they had a freestyle on LA Leakers, and I saw the clip on it on Twitter, man. I ain't gonna lie, all three of them killed it. They actually was going in, but this takeoff just be going a little bit harder, bro. Like I gotta peep that LA Leakers freestyle. I want to hear what y'all think about that one.
No, I mean I think I know Takeoff is probably the best lyricist, but
yeah.
when they all drop independently, I don't know if he had the best album. So I mean,
To
I
be
don't know.
honest, he's like
Takeoff
I think
independent
Independence.
album.
He's the only one I listen to. I didn't even check the other two out, bro. I was like, I don't even know the name of the albums. Well,
Dang.
they serve
But
their purpose though, man. They turn you up in the club, they serve
yeah,
their purpose.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's starting to open back up. So maybe we'll hear some of them anthems that they got on the album. The Drake joint is crazy. I
The
like the
Drake joint.
intro. Nothing else sticks out to me. Vaccine's cool. I want to hear Vaccine out
Yeah.
and see how that does. But I don't know. I'm not a huge Migos guy.
For me, the best way to judge Migos is like T said, you gotta be out. You gotta see the entire vibe because their music is for everybody. It's not just something that
Yeah.
you really just gonna listen to or like chilling. But no, I think the album is dope. It definitely does what it needs to, and I'm excited to hear them when now that we going back outside.
Shout out to my man Hansel with the, you know what I'm saying, with the music tapes. I know he used to DJ. I really, expected him to know more a little bit about Bad Bunny and J Balvin, but shout out to him knowing about the Migos. I guess it
Hey,
makes sense too. So Bad
Hey,
Bunny,
Bad
Migos. You know what
Bad
I'm
Bunny
saying?
is
I fucks
dope.
with Bad Bunny. I
I
fucks with
fuck with
Bad
Bad
Bunny.
Bunny.
Not the
Bad
music
Bunny is
really.
hot.
His music's alright, but like I was watching some other show that's not Gas Presents Sports for the Culture, and he was talking about life. And I was like, I relate to him. He wasn't speaking English, but I relate to him.
See, there's more Migos out there that's better than Quavo and them. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple other Migos out there.
Yeah, man.
Amigos.
Let's keep it jumping though. I think we got favorite and worst movies, man. Let's talk some movies. Now that everything's opening back up, the movie theater's opening back up. I'll pose this question: is there any movies y'all want to go see now that they opening things back up?
I mean, I don't know about opening things back up because I think they about to drop it on HBO Max, but Space Jam for sure.
Okay.
Shout out LeBron. Shout out to all the NBA, WNBA players that's in that jump. You feel me? I'm trying to swing my way to a backstage pass or something. You feel me? Show me love. You feel me? Show me some love, man.
I didn't want to see
But,
Space Jam at first.
I'm looking forward to it, man. I like how he's diversified. I like shit. I like the cast. I like what I've seen so far. So I mean, I'm definitely with the Space Jam. I know we talking about movies and shit, but I mean, it's almost like a movie. I just started watching that Loki joint. That joint hard. That joint hard. Loki slept on, bro.
Hey, what streaming service Loki on?
Disney
It's
Plus.
on Disney Plus.
Okay.
The
Is
Mickey
it better? Is it better than the Mandalorian?
Probably.
I mean, it's only one episode, so I don't know yet.
Yeah, it's only one episode, but I would say it's going to trend that way. That joint was kind of crazy.
The first episode of Mandalorian and the first episode of Loki, I'd say Loki.
Yeah, the first episode of Loki definitely better.
Man, I this when I saw this topic, I immediately thought of the nostalgic movies, man. I immediately thought of the childhood, man. And I think I might have mentioned this movie one time before. But have y'all ever seen Three Ninjas, man? Did y'all have a similar childhood to me, man? If you ever seen Three Ninjas, man, you missed out, bro, on being a kid, man. Because Three Ninjas is such a classic, bro. And,
have you rewatched Three Ninjas?
What's that?
Have you rewatched Three Ninjas as an adult?
No, man. But I know one thing: if your shorty watched Three Ninjas with you, she a real one. Because
don't rewatch Three Ninjas, bro.
I got to, bro. They wanted. I searched it. And they wanted $3.99 on YouTube to watch Three Ninjas. I'm like, bro, I'm not paying $4 for a movie I had on VHS, bro. No, I refuse.
Look, man, just trust me, man. As a parent with young kids that's rewatched a lot of the classics, don't watch Three Ninjas. Don't watch Three Ninjas Kick Back. None of them.
Oh, you hear, bro? All I know is Rocky Coat and Tom Tom. Those was my guys.
Tom was my guy too.
Tom was that dude, bro. Gramps just teaching them all the tricks of the trade, man. Them dudes was crazy, bro.
Them boys was definitely silly, but please don't watch that one, man.
Such a classic, bro. Such a classic. This game is getting crazy. KD with 46, 16, and 10.
I say he was going to drop 40.
Oh, that's
Didn't I say he was going to drop 40?
Hey, dude.
I said he needed this historic performance too, Scruff, and he's doing it, man.
That's
it. I mean, this is legacy defining stuff for KD, especially with Kyrie out, James Harden first game back.
That's a wrap.
I mean, Giannis just dropped the ball. 15 seconds to go.
Cash me out, man. I doubled up. I took the Nets before the game. Before Harden was on the list, and I took them when they were down by like 13, bro. So,
and this is exactly why I didn't get my hopes up behind the Bucks, man.
KD better not miss no free throw. I know that. KD missed one of these free throws. Chris Middleton might do him dirty.
He not missing a free throw.
Yeah, he's not missing it.
KD's still one of the realest for not getting a hair implant, bro. I don't care what nobody say, bro.
Yeah, they keep.
Alabama was in his position when they had that thing. Would have had that thing all Beijinged up.
They keep putting it on them
good. I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have did that shit too, bro.
I mean, if you got the money.
You know,
they had a foul to give. 12-point game. I mean, 12 seconds left, 4-point game.
I go to Chris Middleton right here or Drew Holiday. I just feel like Giannis, they gonna foul him, put him on the line. He gonna hit one of two. Game over.
Typically, I say you go for two here. Foul.
Everybody tuning in. Who y'all got?
Oh, he is on the line.
Giannis on the line.
Bucks next.
Oh,
Bucks
man.
next.
Giannis was shooting too many threes down the stretch too. Like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Do what you're good at.
Nah, you gotta make them respect it. You gotta shoot it and keep them honest.
But if you gonna keep bricking them, they're not gonna respect it. Okay, Giannis.
Woo! That boy cashed out the first one.
Okay, Giannis.
Hey, these guys that can't
that's a wrap.
So what they should do a hack? Did they just do a hack of Giannis? You know, and nobody made it a big deal.
Pretty much.
Hey, I never understand this, right? If you're a bad free throw shooter, why do you leave the line after you make the shot? Because when you're practicing free throws, right, and you're stringing them together in practice, you don't walk away and come back to the line. They're just kicking it to you. You shoot. But these guys walk away, reset.
Oh my gosh, this nigga missed the
and come back and miss.
He should have walked away.
Stay there. You were already set.
Gotta stay consistent. That's the key to free throws. Is being consistent.
Hey, y'all hear it? Y'all hear it? Coach T, man, coaching it up. Y'all got to tune in to gas for these games, for these Nuggets.
I am coaching now, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a little second grade team, some 7s and some 6s. Trying to teach them the game. And free throws is important, man. Important. But games come down.
Blake got away with one right there.
I see Young Bull doing the lefties, man. You feel me?
Yeah, man. He cutting up out there, man. Knock him down with your right hand first.
Practice the left, man. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. That's one of the things I was so dominant with my right, and eventually it caught up to me, man.
KD, I don't know, buddy.
KD.
Yeah.
And they went right to his ball spot too.
They've been doing it all game. They've been doing it all game. It's crazy.
Like,
he don't even get the close crop. My man don't even clutch his joint.
Nah, because he be leaning over though. Nah, but he be leaning over, bro. He be leaning over. He be showing him his head.
My man keep that joint beady. Like, I am who I am. Take me or leave me. We didn't even talk about KD, how he tried to get 2 drinks to the restaurant. Did y'all hear about that?
Nah.
Yeah, I heard about that, man. I heard about that.
They said KD invited two women to the restaurant for dinner without telling them they was both showing up, trying to finagle something.
That ain't nothing but a friendly date, man.
He's pulling up from downtown, trying to knock down that 3.
Shoot.
I heard he showed up to the restaurant without brushing his hair, too.
During the playoffs? This happened during the playoffs?
Yeah, it was like last week.
He showed up to the restaurant with his do-rag on. He thought he had him.
Oh, yo, honestly, bro, I've heard some things, but I'm not even gonna get into that. But yo, man, if it's playoffs, man, and I'm KD, my time money, bro. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm trying to get the pop, I'm gonna see what's up. Shit might work out with one, shit might work out with the other, shit might work out with neither. Shit might work out with both, but hey, I feel him to do the shot. Because
I got option A, B, C, and D.
But worst case scenario, shit don't work out. All good, bro. Tell them Johnson get on with it. You gonna enjoy your meal. You gonna have a good night. You go home, call somebody else up. That ain't about nothing.
And this is what makes it really bad that you can't shoot free throws as a star player. Like, now you can't give the ball to Giannis in a 3-point game because all they're going to do is foul.
Yup.
Facts.
You got to hit the free throws, man.
Yeah.
You got to hit the free throws.
They should have went to Chris Middleton 2 possessions ago.
No, I would go to Forbes here.
Boxed it. He boxed that. Dang.
This is why if you're Giannis and you're a free throw liability, he should be the inbounder.
He inbounded, but Budenholzer called it up.
He'd be Middleton. Then he would if I was the coach, I'd say, okay, Giannis, you can't refute free throws. You're going to be the inbounder. And after you inbound the ball, you go straight to the basket and get the rebound.
Give him that Ben Simmons. Give him that Ben Simmons treatment. What my man Meek say to Ben Simmons? Look at him say, take advantage of this ball. I used to love that when I was playing ball. They say mismatch, somebody guarding me, and they call it a mismatch. I'm going right at him. Ben Simmons looked like, nah, I don't want this. I don't want the moment. He ain't want the moment.
That's game. The series over, man.
It's a wrap. Series over. Series over.
Yeah,
Series
is
over,
over.
man.
Milwaukee led 10, 15 points the whole game, and they melt like this. They melted like a candle, man. But good effort though.
Bro.
Good effort.
The Nets and the Clippers in the championship. Just remember I told you, man. Go ahead and take that to your sports book.
Man,
Cash on.
It's just a fact. The Nets only need two of their big three, and they can win it all.
This goes back to our first question, man. Can KD do it without Harden? Because I don't think Harden did too much tonight.
Yeah, he probably was like, legitimately from what it looked like, it was like the first half, KD was like, okay, Harden, you back? Let's see what you got. And Harden just didn't do shit. So he was like, fuck that. All right, I'm about to do this shit. I'm about to do this all alone, man. All right, come on, guys. He's 45, 10 and 10.
Yeah, like, man. KD dropping 49 on him, man.
49, 71, and 10. That's a hell of a
forget
game.
that KD's actually a really willing passer and a really good passer too. People forget that he's actually a very good facilitator.
Tough game, KD. I mean, I don't know. I feel like the Sixers have some bodies to throw at KD to slow him down, but then you get into the issue of a Harden. But you could throw some bodies.
The Harden and the Kyrie. The Harden and the Kyrie situation for the Sixers matchup is the problem. But if one of them's out, that opens things up.
The real problem is there is no body to throw at KD, bro. It's not a body you can throw at KD. So
you can definitely slow him down.
There's not a team more equipped. There's not a team more equipped than the Sixers.
Giannis not even slowing KD down. So you might as well throw Ben Simmons and Matisse Thybulle on James Harden and Kyrie and just hope that you can stop them too. Because you're not when that KD get one of the few players with that on-off switch, man. When he want it, he gonna go get it, bro.
Yeah, man. James Harden was 1 for 10 from the field tonight, bro.
That boy was feeling it.
I think KD answered a lot of questions tonight, man. And once they close up this series, man, I think we might have answered the question of who is the next king of the NBA since LeBron has apparently dropped that crown.
Hey,
but before we wrap it up, fellas, man,
fans out there, one more thing. I got one more thing to say, man. All y'all Clippers fans out there, I just want to let y'all know, man, I'm with y'all, man. So all y'all that'll send a hate mail to me, y'all can send it, readdress it back to your own house, man. I'm with y'all, man. I think Kawhi's gonna make a run, man. I am a believer. So yeah, I would think Kawhi Leonard's got something to say about that. But yeah, I like what you're saying. Kawhi KD though to me, man. That's the new Game of Thrones. You feel me?
Man, Steve Nash will mess around and get a ring.
Man, I could have got a ring on that sideline, man.
Dang, Giannis. Man. I'm glad he stayed in Milwaukee, but that probably wasn't the best career decision.
You said that last year. You did say that in the last season as well. Bryce, you got any final thoughts before we tell the people what's up?
Man, these playoffs been lit, bro. If you don't like these playoffs, you don't like NBA basketball. That's all I can say, man.
Hey, that's the truth, man. If you're not already following us on Twitter, definitely hit that follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the big red subscribe button, man. You know what it is. Download that app. I mean, we're everywhere. Am I missing anything?
Nah, bro. I guess the only other thing is that GasNet 20 on Manscaped get you one of the good old products. Don't forget.
That's right. Get you that lawnmower.
Yep.
Yeah. So you know how we always
tapped out.
Oh man, he missed the catchphrase, man. But y'all know how we do it, man.
We needed a little Windows sign out sound effect right there.
Yeah. All right.
It's Gruff back. You back, bro? You back? Oh man, what a way to end it, bro. What a way to end it, man.
Oh man. What?
Are we going? I guess that's it.
Take us out, man. You know how we always end it, man. Sports for the culture.
Sports for the culture.
Sports for the culture.